ready with us
for our final year of leadership.
Okay, so in August we had two things. Our first thing that we had was our senior sunrise, which was successful, just the fact that there kind of wasn't any sunrise. But other than that, it was really fun. Our whole class was together, ate breakfast together. And then our second thing that we had was our back to school night, or like open house, and we ran our senior parent info meeting where we basically got all the senior parents ready for the year, explained all of our upcoming senior events for the entire year. And yeah, one drawback that we had was that we had to hand stuff 400 folders with individual flyers for all the parents that we had to take time out of class to get done. But other than that, it was pretty successful. And here's a picture of us at the event, and here's a picture of us at our senior sunrise.
Okay, so next up in August, we had our Grill and Chill tailgate, and that was our first official time working with PAC parents and honestly just senior parents in general. All the officers had to help set up. It was super windy, so it was kind of a hassle. And a little funny thing that happened was that we had to take the tablecloth from the leadership room down to the field, and one of the guys that drives the golf carts offered to give us a ride. So I think Yuka or Bella got into the golf cart and rode down to the field, and it was pretty funny. And then for back to school night, we got to introduce ourselves and the PAC parents to all of the senior families and the seniors in general, just so they all knew our names and they could get excited for all the events happening. I will say though that probably a drawback of that is that we had to work with some difficult faculty members, and it did make the whole process a little more unenjoyable, but that's part of learning how to be a leader and learning how to work with that. So here's a flyer from back to school night, and here's a flyer from the Grill and Chill tailgate.
Hi guys! In October we had the big event of Night for the Cure, and as well as the Pink Week. So this was our little Pink Week. And then for Night for the Cure, we made three commission posters. So we have the Material Girl one, her. We have the Fight one, and then obviously we have the What Beyonce Said one. On top of that, we had to make a big run-through poster. A picture of it is here, for our class. So one of the challenges I would say that we faced in this event is trying to get the entire class, not just to get into one room, because that was also hard to rally up the seniors, but also to get them to agree on a song, a run-through poster idea. So that was definitely one of our challenges. And also, but a success that we had was that from last year, we learned to not misplace our run-through posters. So we were very proud that, oh wait, I'm not even getting ready. It's okay. So we learned from last year. As a leadership as a whole, we passed out these little pins to get everyone hyped up for the event. And yeah, we won, by the way. Yay!
All right, so now we're gonna go into November. So that was when our deadline to sign up for grad night was, and we learned a lot from this because after seeing a lot of low rates for signups, our PAC parents had to force us and get us to try to get the word out as much as possible about it. And even though we did and we tried to, people also didn't sign up that time. So we had to extend the deadline. How many times? Twice. We had to extend it twice. And a lot of people didn't know what grad night was. So we had to get more information out after that. And in the end, I thought we had a great time, and we recognize that we need to get information wait, hold on. Okay, wait, cut that part out. This is going in. We recognized and learned that we need to get information out as much as possible and as fast as possible, and as much information as possible. I lost myself there. All right, hold on. cut that one out. Right? Okay. We learned and recognized that we had to get as much information out as possible in a short. God, you guys are laughing. It's making me mess up.
I'm not laughing.
Sorry guys. Hold on.
So sorry.
Hold on. Let me figure this out. As much information. Okay. We learned and recognized that we had to get out as much information as possible to. All right. What should I say? How should I word it?
We learned to get as much information as possible in a short amount of time.
All right. We learned to get as much amount as we learned to get as much information out as possible in the short amount of time.
Okay, so in December, our leadership final took a lot of time for us. So it was really time consuming. We used most of our class time to do that. But one drawback for the month, I would say, is that we saw a lot of our classmates and entire senior class in general was really unmotivated to participate. So we found this a little discouraging, but we used that to motivate us to think of new ideas and possible class bonding events for the future. And we also took this time to use it as an opportunity to plan for prom. Yeah, that's it, right? Worked on our finals. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so moving along to January, this is where we really started to work on our class shirts and also class crew necks. We plan to order all the shirts this month, and we reached out to Jeff from Alpine to actually get a quote, but because of like our own faults in not getting the word out or not coordinating with Jeff correctly, it did take a while for us to actually get those shirts and crew necks for everyone. But we did get a design from one of our classmates named Zach, which was really nice. He designed all of the shirts, all the crew necks, and everyone really loved the design. Here's a photo of them. But yeah, I think one of our huge drawbacks was just our own coordination and reminding Sabrina that we did send her quotes, but also our own fault in not following up with any of like our emails or anything like that. But we did get them done eventually.
Okay, so in February, we decided to not just do like a pre-order form for the shirts, but we just decided to get like a rough estimate of how many shirts we need for the size, and then we eventually got our quote from Jeff and we got the shirts. And this is, hold on, I have a spreadsheet. So then we had people come in to the dance room to buy them instead of just like pre-ordering them, and so we had like a whole Google Sheet set up for like how people paid and like the sizes, and then we had like how many left and stuff. And so that's how we organized the senior shirts. And then, for our February bulletin board, we had a little cute Valentine's Day bulletin board. And then our project planner in February was basically about the senior shirts and how we pushed it. So moving on, we also had formal, and that was really hard to do because not only did we have to plan everything for prom, it was really rough because I feel like the venue lady wasn't coordinating with us like enough, and we were also trying to decide on 2 floors, like the financial stuff for the 2 floors versus the 2 DJs and like whatnot. And so that was a really hard challenge for us. That was repetitive. Anyways, moving on to formal. So this we had to do on our our time that we had left because of all the things we had to do, but formal went fine. And then lastly, in February, we also had to get everyone to get their baby pictures in and their year photo dumps in. And so no one was submitting them. So we had to post one on our little story, as well as assigning everyone to advisories, which is also another challenge because a lot of people forgot to go to their advisories. So definitely a big challenge that we face in leadership is just trying to get everyone and keep having to constantly remind everyone to do their jobs. But other than that, February was a success.
Okay, so March we had our Seas Candy fundraiser, which was a good success, and our PAC parents organized the annual fundraiser, and we made a good amount of money, but we didn't make as much as we probably could have because we didn't PR it enough, which was a challenge because once again we found out that we need to just push for all this information. Open house senior parent meeting was actually it went well, but we had a lot of downs because Sabrina was sick, which makes it hard every time because she's a big part of what we do, and we had people who decided to cut out a lot of our presentation, and we weren't ready for that, so that was definitely a bump. But other than that, it went smoothly, but it would be nice to talk to the administrators and get that all sorted. And then prom planning, we ordered all the decorations for prom. We decided on only one floor, which I think was good. And and one challenge for that is that all the decorations, I think most of them came like a little late. Yeah, most of them came a little late, and it was hard to, get all that sorted. So here's the picture of the Seas Candy, and here's the picture. That's no.
Okay, so finally for April we had prom, and this one was a big one because there were a lot of drawbacks. The first one was that we weren't able to visit the venue closer to the date, so we couldn't really gauge how much of our centerpieces should be used, or if we could even use any of our LED lights that we were gonna stick to the ground, and we couldn't end up doing it because we couldn't stick things to the ground. But it just was a lot of things that that could have been done earlier weren't done earlier. That's not right, but whatever. But yeah, other than that though, the actual prom event itself, another drawback was our whole DJ situation, because we had 3 to 4 lined up and none of them were able to do it, and we found someone, but he was not our first choice. Wasn't a choice, but it's okay because it all worked out in the end. The actual prom event turned out to look so good. We walked in, and props to our PAC parents for decorating the whole place. It looked really good, and I think everyone had a good time. Here's a picture of our flyers and some of our centerpieces and the moms doing our red carpet. And also another success was having our prom paparazzi being the underclassmen with all of their flashlights and everything, because I think that really hit it off with our theme.
And then to wrap up the year finally in May, which we're in May right now, we advertised all of the final senior events like senior night, senior day, grad night, all of that, so people really knew it was gonna happen. I will say though, senior day was a huge success, and so was senior night. The juniors did a really good job, and I even met with them beforehand to confirm stuff that they already had planned. We also had to help out with Commit to Your Future Day, which was super last minute. We didn't really know what was happening. So a drawback to that was maybe our own communication and our communication with some of the faculty. And we had to give a small speech at Commit to Your Future Day, just talking about what people are doing and how proud we are of them, and really just pushing that out. Another thing we did to celebrate people was posting to our Instagram whenever someone committed or decision they made for their future. And yeah, so wrapping out the year, that's all we're pretty much doing. And then also a lot of the senior officers are giving speeches at graduation, so meeting up with Ms. P and other administrators to coordinate all of that has been its own challenge and its own positive in a unique way. So here is the senior night flyer. Here's the senior day flyer. Hope you enjoyed the Get Ready with me.
See you next year. Or not.